So, welcome everyone to this session about B2B e-commerce for manufacturers. And sorry for my Finnish not being that good, so we'll run it in English. And I hope that's fine with everyone. My name is Tomas Landquist, and I'm representing our spearhead product, Part 1. So, e-commerce is not for you, or e-commerce is not for us. Maybe a little bit contradictory to why I'm actually standing here today. But I'm sure that many of you here in the room today, as a manufacturing company, this might be what you're thinking. Things like, our products is too complex to sell online. Our customers simply doesn't want to purchase things online, or e-commerce simply doesn't work in our business. So by the end of this, about 30 minutes before lunch, I would like you, hopefully, to see that e-commerce is for you in one way or another, and that B2B commerce is more than just e-commerce. It's going beyond commerce. So, Part was founded in 1994, and late last year in 2022, we became a part of Roimo. And our main product, our spearhead product, is Part 1, which is an e-commerce and PIM platform for B2B companies, for manufacturing and distribution companies, focusing their business on B2B. We do focus a lot on the products themselves, often quite complex products, complex information, and the sales process as such. We need to focus on the sales process in order to be efficient in a B2B context. We work a lot with configurable products. We do more and more spare part management, utilizing actually what you already have in your organization, utilizing the 3D models, the CAD drawings that you have in your productions, in your product development, to actually also use them to sell your products. And maybe the most important part in whatever we do is the integration to the ERP, in this case, the integration to the system. We are based in Gothenburg, in Sweden. We have the majority of our sales in Europe, or especially I would say in the Nordic countries, Norway, sorry, not Norway, but Finland and Sweden primarily. We also have a growing number of customers in North America, especially in the US, where we have about 40% of our sales currently. Here are some customer examples of ours. Some of these logos are most likely familiar to you, some are not. The commonalities among all of these is that they are manufacturing or distribution companies. They do have a focus on business-to-business sales. They often have, as a manufacturer, they have a large part of their sales which are aftermarket and spare part sales. Just to mention one example, Kempi, a Finnish welding manufacturer, which many of you most likely know about. They have been a customer to us for more than 15 years. We started off only as a spare part and after sales portal, selling spare parts for their products using their exploded views that they already have. We are now selling the complete welding machines as well, and we do also now sell on a few selected markets, a few selected products. We sell them online in an open B2B or for us as end consumers as well. So that's just one example, but it's a quite typical customer, manufacturer, large focus on aftermarket and spare parts sales. What is driving e-commerce today, or what is driving e-commerce in a business-to-business context today? There are, of course, a number of different things, but just to highlight a few here. First of all, it's about meeting the customer demands. And the demand of your customers is changing today. One of the main drivers that has not triggered the change, but really accelerated the change is the COVID pandemic, which has really forced us to change how we do business today. And we have to do more business online than before. We have to be more efficient in what we do. It's also about B2B versus B2C. whatever we do today as private persons when we shop something online, that is also how we want to do business in our professional world. So what we do in B2C today will come into B2B as well. And what we see now is that B2B is around 5 years after what is happening in B2C. So it will happen, it's just a matter of time when. And I think that if we go back to all of us, it is often quite simple, convenient. If you want to purchase something, you just go online and you purchase it. Whenever you like, whatever you want. It's also about sustainability, which is a theme here today, that the more we can do online, the less we need to travel, etc. So it's always a combination of the physical meetings with whatever you can do online, digitally. It's also about increasing the efficiency. And by that, I mean increasing the efficiency in both parts of both ends of the sales cycle, so to say. It's about increasing the efficiency for your customers in how they can place order to you, how they can get information from you in an easy and efficient manner. It's also about your internal efficiency as a manufacturer. How do you manage your ordering process today? How do you manage the information that the customers are asking about? How can you simplify that process and automate it more than what you're doing today? So it's touching all parts of your organization, from your customer, the information that they see, or what they want to do, but also internally, what you do in customer service today, what you do within your sales organization, etc. If we do this good, we're touching all parts of your organization in the sales process. It is also still, I would say, a competitive advantage. B2B e-commerce for manufacturers is still in the beginning. It is still, I would say, a competitive advantage. They go this route, the door is closing quicker and quicker because everyone is looking into this now. And if we talk about the train is leaving now. It is soon going to be a competitive disadvantage if we don't do it. It is also about data insight. As a manufacturer, you do have a lot of critical information, good information, enhanced information about your products. Use that also in your sales process. You do have your CAD drawings, you do have your manufacturing information, etc. Use that in your sales as well. Make sure that your customers get access to all the product information that you have when they want, as you want them to. Take control of the sales channels. Make sure that your customers easily can get access to the information that you want them to have in order to display it on their websites, on their sales channels, etc. It is also about teaching the customers how to use your information, how to use your products. Getting access to all information that I need in order to be able to do that. It is also about learning what your customer thinks about your products and how they use your products. So, some questions and inquiries, which I just want you to keep in mind now during this session here. And this is something that we very often see when we talk about customers like yours and the interactions that you have with your customers. When a customer contacts customer service or sales rep, there's a number of different things that they want to do. This is just some examples of that. First of all, and the best of course is if the customer wants to place a new order. That's always nice. But there are also other topics like, what is my price? Do you have it in stock? Do you have a product in stock? Or when can it be delivered? How do I find the correct spare parts to my product? Or how do I assemble or mount the product that I have? Things which many of your customers today, they have to contact your customer service, your sales reps, etc. to be able to find this information. And we're now going to look at the journey, and fingers crossed, I'm going to do some live demos to actually answer these questions myself. In a portal which is open 24/7, always available for me to get information whenever I need. So, Imagine now that I am a retailer of selling snowplows and snowplow products. I'm browsing the internet, searching for new snowplow manufacturers. I did stumble on when I Googled a company called Roima Snowplow Oil, who is manufacturing snowplows. I'm going to enter there as an anonymous user to see a little bit about what information can I see open on the web from a manufacturer. Without logging in, without telling anyone who I am. And then, fast forwarding, I will be a customer of Roima Snowplow Oil. And what can I then do? Then, my aim is to be able to answer all the questions that I had before and the inquiries that I had. So, I'm just going to change the screens here. So, I browsed the web for snowplow manufacturers, and I stumbled on Roima Snowplow Oil. And this is now an open website. I have not told the system who I am. I am not a current customer to Roima, but it's still an open website, so I can browse information, I can get access to information that Roima wants to share with me as a retailer or as a private person. And basically, if I just here, I Google for attachment products to my snowplow. So in this case, we have a left product catalog structure or a navigation structure. We do have a filter panel as well, which helps me to narrow down to the products or the product that I'm looking for. So in this case, I found the product, and looking at the typical detail page here, we do have a mix of information where the stock code, the description, comes from the system. Then we have enriched the products in part of PIM with images, product texts. Then we have a number of attributes or characteristics where the weight comes from lean system and the other attributes are complemented with in Partra. We also have a number of different predefined documents. We have the possibility to generate the product sheet on the fly here if I like. We do have some accessories linked to this, which is also managed in Partra. And we also see a recommended retail price of $800, and we see in green or in red potentially whether this product is in stock or not. Nothing else. So if we fast forward here now, and this is of course very interesting for me, and I have become a customer to Roima Snowplow Oil, meaning that I now have a login to their customer portal or to their web shop. So I'm logging in as a dealer or a retailer, and now we know exactly who I am. We know that my name is Tomas Landquist, and we know that I belong to the company called Partra AB. And what I'm going to do now, first of all, since I like the snowplows, etc., and I need to buy a new snowplow. In order to do that, I need to use the sales configurator. So answering, in this case, 6 different questions, it will take me down to one specific kit, which is exactly the snowplow that I need based on the needs that I have, or based on the questions that I've actually answered. So we do have the, let's say, configuration alternatives. We're also using, again, your 3D model that you already have in your organization as a way of displaying or showing the result of the selections that I do. So I would like the bigger attachment. I'm changing the cutting angle a little bit. And I do want kickstands. The size, width, I would like it a little bit wider. And then lastly, the finishing, I would like it to be with black finish. So now I configured the exact snowplow kit that I need based on the the components that I've chosen, or based on the needs that I have. We also, since I'm logged in now, I do have the recommended retail price, or the gross price, which is 1,500, and I also did get my 30%, which is the discount that I have as a customer in Lean System for this particular kit. And I added to the basket. So by adding this kit, I actually added 5 different products to the basket in one go, which are actually the included components in this particular kit. And when I'm happy with this, I check out. I have the delivery address section where I have access to all the delivery addresses for me as a customer in Lean System. If you allow me to, I could potentially also add a new temporary address for this specific order if I want to ship it somewhere else. Then I continue to other order header information. We have the delivery term, delivery way, payment term, and so on. And it's of course the payment term that I have as a customer in Lean System. Next, where we have final preview before I confirm and place the order. I get the order number, and the order now exists in Lean System. All right, so that was one way of how to, in this case, configure a product, get the products into the basket, check out, select the delivery addresses, check the terms, etc., place the order. Then we have the My Area section, which is more of reading the data. So in this case, if we start by the orders, I have access to all the order history in Lean System for me as a customer. It doesn't matter if the order was created 10 years ago via fax, or if it was created yesterday via a web shop. It's all the order history for me as a customer. Same if we look at the invoices. It's all the invoice information with the invoice number, the invoice date, due date, amount to pay, etc. And if we go back to the order, we of course also have the order details, where we have the order header, we have all the different order lines, and when Lean System currently tells that we can deliver. This is a little bit of demo data, mock-up data, so the dates are a little bit old. If this would be already delivered, we would see exactly when it was delivered, potentially corresponding delivery note, etc., and also tracking number, tracking links if that exists. What I'm also able to do, since I'm a retailer, we have 10 different branches all over Finland. I am the central purchaser, and I have got the access to untick the selected customer that I have, meaning that I now see all orders in Lean System for the customers that I have access to. I can also change to any of the customers, any of my branches, meaning that I, with one login, can act as and place orders on behalf of any of my customers or any of my branches. So, let's say now that the snowplow that I configured, that I purchased, it broke, or some part of it broke, and parts break. They do break sometimes, even though we all manufacture fantastic products that should never break. They do sometimes. And then, how can we help me as a customer, or how can you help me as a customer to find the spare part that I need? So it's not only about browsing the site, finding a certain spare part, etc. When something is broken, you need to help me to understand which spare part that I need. And we are doing that in many different ways, but I would say what's the most important for our manufacturing customers, etc., that is utilizing the exploded views. And as a manufacturer, most likely, you do have exploded views already today on all your products. And we do this in 3 different ways here, actually, that I'm going to demo now. The first example is a basic 2D drawing. It's a PNG image with your product exploded. We do have an installation video here as well. We do have a number of documents helping me as a customer to understand how to use it, how to install it, etc. And what we also have is all the different parts here complemented with what we call a hotspot. And that's something that is enriched to the exploded view in Partrap, and it actually helps me to, and a lot of the let's say, the thoughts behind this is that, okay, I have a part that is broken, this one. I know what it is, I have no clue what it's called, I have no clue the stock code or so, but if I can find the product on an image, I could just click on it, and by then know exactly what I need. And in this case, I'm logged in, so I have my unique net pricing again from the in-system, and I can directly from here place it to the basket. I could have done the same thing when I was browsing the site as an anonymous user, but then I would not have been able to place the order. I would still find the spare part, I would know the stock code, I would know the description, and I could go to my store or so and know what to purchase. Next level, same functionality, still a 2D drawing, but generated from your CAD system in the format of an SVG file. So it's an interactive 2D drawing where we do have the same functionality, but an enhanced user experience, highlighting the different parts that belongs together. But at the end, it's still the same information. Click on the product that you're looking for, add it to basket. The third level that we do is actually, again, utilizing your 3D model of your product. Implode, explode it, rotate it, highlight the hotspots, explode it again, with the same features really. Find the product that you're looking for, click on it, add it to basket. So that is 3 different ways of utilizing your 2D drawings, your exploded views, or your 3D models in order to help me to find the correct spare part that I need. Of course, also we have the standard things like you can search for the product by name or stock code to find it. If I'm familiar, or if I, as a customer of Roima Snowplow Oil, is familiar with the products, with the stock code or the descriptions, I can basically just stand in the basket, entering stock code or entering description, and then basically just find information and add it here. So I can search for it, I can stand directly in the basket to do the same thing. I can also import cards, so if I have a CSV file or an Excel file, I just basically copy-paste stock code and quantity. I can just copy it from my existing system, paste it into the basket, simplifying the sales process. That was an introduction, a little bit, of what we do and what we can do as a business-to-business e-commerce solution. And I will try to get back to the presentation again. So, the questions and the inquiries that we brought up in the beginning of the session here today, I hope that I did answer them. I did place an order who went directly into the system. I did find my unique customer pricing on each and every product. Gross price, discount, net price, quantity break pricing, campaign pricing, etc. I did find information about the stock balance on each and every product. I actually forgot to show you that. Going back to the product that we just looked at, and now being logged in as a customer instead of just browsing the site as an anonymous user. Very much the same information. Sorry for that. But I do have the unique information, the business information from the system that you allow me to see. So I see the exact stock balance. I see the delivery date, which is today because it's in stock. I see my unique net pricing as well. So depending on who you are, you see different things, you're allowed to do different things. But by then, I did answer the questions about my pricing. I did answer the question about if a product is in stock or not. I did also look at my order history, all the orders that exist in the system. I did also see when the orders will be delivered or when a certain product can be delivered. I did find my spare parts that I need by using the exploded views or by using the 3D models that was available. I did also find installation videos, documents, etc. about how to use the products. So, we talk about beyond commerce or beyond e-commerce. What we've seen now is a window directly into the lead system when I can get access to all information that I need in order to do business with you as a manufacturer. It's a customer self-service portal where I get access to all this information, available 24/7 for me whenever I like, whenever I want. It's also a personal experience. Depending on who I am, you can tailor the site, tailor the information that I see, tailor what I'm allowed to do, down to each and every user, if you like. Of course, only giving me access to the products that I am allowed to purchase, etc. And it's about guiding the customer to the correct product. Not only displaying or selling products online, but you need to teach me what I should purchase based on my needs. We do this by part of one, where we have 4 main components inside. And as I started off a little bit, the most important component maybe is the ERP integration. And integration to lean system in this case, because that's where we put all your customers, all your products, all your pricing, delivery information, stock balances, etc. Then we enrich the products in the PIM with whatever you're missing. Text, images, attributes, and so on. Then we have the CMS where you build the site, the content, the layout, the navigation, and the e-commerce part, which actually enables you to place the order. So, by this, I do hope that I've shown you that e-commerce is for you. Not necessarily just because you want to place an order, but to share all information and to give access to your customers with all the information they need in order to do business with you. Simplify your sales process from both angles. So that's all I had. I know that everyone is waiting for lunch now. But we're here the whole day. I'm here together with my colleagues, Sophia and Ove. We are in demo room number 2, I believe. So we're more than happy to tell more about part of 1, what we can do, demoing different customer sites, etc. So, thank you very much.